to change it up a little bit, but not for this guest today, because I have one of St. Louis's best. Oh my goodness. I'm such a fan of this woman. She just don't even know how much I'm a fan of her. Look, I ain't gonna be able to see her right now because she on the hardwares, but make sure y'all tap into the YouTube because this official video by my dog Cyrus will be on the YouTube really soon. I'm trying to make sure y'all tap in with him too as well. But today is about Miss Keisha Lee, the Annie Malone CEO is in the building. How you doing today, Miss Keisha?
I am fabulous.
I love it, Miss Keisha. You got such great energy.
Thank you.
It's no wonder why you're the CEO of one of the most prominent organization for kids in America. You have such a bubbly personality. It's so amazing. Even when the first time I seen you, I'm like, yeah, that's the CEO right there. Like seriously, Miss Keisha, I have to give people that rose. That's the first thing I do before I start any of you. Miss Keisha, you have accomplished so much, but I think the thing that you accomplished most recent is the CEO, being the CEO of Annie Malone, and I said that's a queen wearing her crown and shining in the space that she desired and she is supposed to be in. And I thank you so much for even taking up that role. It is not easy, but you make it look so fabulous and you make it look so flawless. So thank you so much.
Thank
I ask
you.
that you continue to do what you do, and I look forward to supporting you on all your endeavors at Annie Malone. And even if you go elsewhere, I'm still supporting you, Miss Keisha.
I plan on going anywhere else anytime soon, though. Thank you
right.
for the intro. That was fabulous.
Of course, you know
I
me.
heard all your AKAs. I'm like, maybe I should have some AKAs.
You definitely do. You definitely
Keisha
need
Lee, AKA Annie Malone, AKA Black Girl Magic, AKA.
There you go.
AKA Jesus.
Miss Keisha, for the people who don't know you, but I'm pretty sure everybody in St. Louis does know Miss Keisha. Tell them who you are and tell them what you do.
So, of course, Keisha Lee, I am the CEO of Annie Malone Children and Family Services, and we are celebrating 134 years of service to the community.
Oh my goodness.
134 years of service to this community.
Oh my goodness. It is so amazing to turn down that block on Dr. Martin Luther King and see that Annie Malone sign and just know that the street is named after that incredible woman.
It means
and
something.
it means so much, especially
Right.
in North St. Louis. You are doing such fantastic work there. I would be remiss if I didn't let you name everything that Annie Malone does.
It's you know what, I even still have to pinch myself sometimes, because like you say, it's a legacy, right?
Yeah.
That's magic within itself. And I prayed for purpose, and now I'm in that purpose that I prayed to God for, and He guided me to it, right? And God always say, like, He'll take care of you. He didn't say it was going to be easy. You just have to remain loyal, right? And have
Yes, ma'am.
faith. So every day, I'm grateful. I am grateful. So Annie Malone it's our Annie Malone. It's St. Louis Annie Malone.
It really is.
To me, it's ours. And I always say my baby. So we have some amazing things over there. And I always say we're so much more than just that parade because of the work that we do and people don't know. So we have a 24-hour crisis center right there on Page and Union. So what that is, we get calls in the middle of the night from the police or different type of caseworkers. Kids, parents may have just overdosed on drugs. They may have been killed. They may just be taken from a bad environment, right?
Yeah.
So they bring them to us, and we do not split siblings up. That's one thing. We do not split them up. We keep
Ooh,
them
that's
together,
so
right?
beautiful.
Imagine being ripped from what you think is normal, and you
Yeah.
come in here, then you gotta get away from your sisters and brothers too. No. So we keep them together. Also, it's a place of respite because I always say there's no handbook to parenting. So if parents are falling on hard times and they have to go into a shelter or just some things are going on, this is a place of preventative services. You bring your kids there and we keep them with us. Let me tell you, they ain't gonna want to go home. We go on,
That's right.
We go on trips and everything, and the kids walk out like my grandmother used to do us with your face shining with Vaseline and lotion on your face, your hair combed. They gonna be on point, right? Because they come to us with nothing but what they have on. So we make sure that they are up to par, keep them in a same school district because it's a lot for a child, right? And then also if it's a respite service, parents can't come up there and visit their kids to take them with them and bring them back, different things like that. It's for a certain period of time, and we bring them, and then those parents we refer out to our parent advocacy and education program. So
Absolutely.
what they does is work with parents who have gotten their kids lost to the system, working with them to get their kids back. They do a parenting class, they do the parent cafe, they have they follow Triple P parenting model.
Okay.
Also for those that are at risk of getting their kids taken, right? and we're helping them get, on the road to get a job, helping them get a place to live. They do the parenting classes. We do in-home visits into the home, and it's simple things that you think is just easy to go do, is get a social security card or enroll a kid in school. They need help and assistance going to do those things. But one thing about it is we're here as an aid, but we get them to the next level. So we'll help you with your rent assistance while you're in this program or get a place, but we gotta get a plan together, so for the next time you need this, what you're gonna do, or next time you won't need it. That's one thing that I'm really big about. It's not just aiding, but we're gonna help you elevate to get to the next level, so you don't need this aid, right? Absolutely. That's what's important. Don't be a crutch. So we have that service, and then I also have a new program, and that's the SAFER program. So that's a free teen drug prevention and treatment program. So we're going into all the school districts, and I said this, I want to be in Jennings, Parkway, Ladue, Normandy, SLPS, all of them for teen. We go in and it's free. We go in and do teen drug prevention, and then also in the evenings is treatment. So we go get the kids and bring them to us and feed them dinner and everything else. And it's student led. Like, they talking about real issues. Tears are shedded. They like consoling each other, and I love that, because I don't want to sit in the room unless you talk to me all day. I want to tell my story and then hear your story, and we help each other. Like, that's what I love about that program. And also the parent program is parent led. It gets real. We have people in there that got titles that you wouldn't think is in there that have titles in there. We've got people from West County that come all the way down here. They don't want to be out there. They come down here for these classes. Like, that's how good it is, and the services that we do. We reunified a man with 8 kids. He was coming. Let me tell you, Dsmoovee. I say this: it's harder for fathers to get their kids back once they're in the system and stuff than it is for mothers. And this father showed up 2 hours early for his visits and everything, and he was able to get his kids back. But just that dedication, right, on the bus and everything else, bringing them chips or whatever he had at home, things like that. So that's the type of stuff I'm around, and I love it. I'm not in the office shut off CEO. Like, I can tell you my kids' name. They come to school, my therapeutic school. I'm getting ready to talk about. I'm high fiving, saying their names, like, Miss Keisha, Miss Keisha. I'm like, what? You like, what's wrong? I was up all night playing. All right, you got 1 hour to take a nap, and you get up and hit these books to do what you need to do, right? Because it is what it is. I'm gonna meet you where you are.
That's so dope, Miss
At night
Keisha.
babysitting, and somebody tired. All right, you got an hour with a nap. You're gonna get some late breakfast, and you're gonna go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Miss Keisha, you are revolutionizing how adults treat kids, and you're doing that from Annie Malone, but it's flowing through you. Where did you get the energy for this stuff? Like, where does this come from?
I'm homegrown in St. Louis, and I have a big family. I'm from, I went to Beaumont, I'm from Langston. This is homegrown, and I love what I do. And I have a big family full of kids, and I was one of those kids, young. I don't want to be sitting in a room, with somebody just preaching to me. But I'm going to tell you about this. My therapeutic school is so phenomenal, right?
Please tell us.
We had a flood on January the 7th. It flooded 90% of my building, and my kids had to be virtual, and some of them were in the room. And I was walking through it, and they was like, why you just so calm? Like, is this guy washing our feet to make a new plan for us? But those kids that come to my school, some of those kids come to school, they wash up with us, they do hygiene with us, they doing their laundry with us. I told them, you got some bed sheets or something that need to be cleaned, or your clothes that need to be, come on, do your laundry. I'm gonna teach you how. That's a life skill. And stuff like that. I even had to talk to a therapist before, one of the therapists that we had a long time ago, but about, she was ready to hotline a student because he came to school smelling like urine. Don't ever hotline one of my kids before you figure out what's going on at home. He's sleeping in a bed with a little sibling that urinates on himself, and mom has to wait till she get paid to go to the laundromat, right? That's not a reason to hotline. So I told him, bring it to school. Next time we do that, we're going to wash your clothes here and your bed sheets, whatever you need, and get it back home. Sometimes they come with the hoodies on. They've been wearing for 2 or 3 weeks. Take it off, go wash it. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Then you put it back on, go back on about your day. Kids don't wear coats anymore, but that's what we do. We meet you where you are. Now, if they're in a bad situation, of course, we're mandated reporters. But if my kids don't show up at school, we gonna knock on the door. I had a kid a couple weeks back. He ain't been to school. Sent the teacher out there, find out what's going on. Show up, all the windows busted out the house. And then here they come out the house, and he ain't saying much. And I'm not gonna press him, but that's a situation that we had to hotline and try to get him into crisis and get him in a situation, see what's going on at home, right? But that's not always the goal. We gotta figure out what's going on. You cannot treat a child until you figure out what's going on in their entire home. We send food home with these kids so they can eat in the evenings and other things like that. So it's a lot that Annie Malone does. And when I tell you about my school, we only was able to keep inside 2 rooms. I had a middle school packed with kids and an elementary room packed with kids, right? And I had to send high school home on virtual, and then my autism kids couldn't stay. But one of my students in the high school room was at risk of being human trafficked. We ended up getting a student back safely. It took some stuff, but that's what happens when they're not in my care. That's why I'm so like, where my babies are. These my babies, right? Where one kid parent passed away right there on virtual learning. I had to send somebody out and fold it right there in front. But what I'm doing different this time is when the construction team, they getting together on that whole back half. I want to partner with like Amazon, Procter & Gamble, and things like that. I want a room that simulates a forklift and also shipping and receiving and things like that to give them that skill so they can have that type of certification when they graduate high school. Another room that's going to be geared towards electrical and plumbing, like wood shop too, something like that. Then also one towards like shipping and receiving and customer service, like maybe I partner with Target or Walmart or different things like that, so they can learn different things like that. I want them to graduate high school with a skill that they can get a job. I don't want them robbing and stealing and trying to. I got a kid that was at the school, came walking through there. This much room is some Alexander McQueen's, and he don't know that I know he been there out here breaking in houses. I know what you're doing. Stop it. But see, when the school flooded, we used to have an Annie store. And what the Annie store would do is say, Dsmoovee, you come to school on Monday, you did good behavior, here go an Annie book. Tuesday, Annie book. Wednesday, you act a complete fool. Maybe it wasn't your day. I don't take from you. I can't take from somebody that don't have anything. You just don't get an Annie book that day. So what the model is to make sure everybody has money to go to the store at the end of the week, but you determine how much you go to the store with, right? If you use your coping skills and things like that to control your anger and your emotions of what's going on with you, and go to group. But in that store, it's stuff like these Taki chips the kids like, games, Nike hoodies, Nike sweatpants, stuff like that. We shop, me and my staff, we shop all season and pick up something. That way they can buy it at the store for Annie bucks off of their behavior. They don't have to go steal it from anybody. That's the whole mindset to prevent that. And so that's what I'm trying to partner with people. Like if you when you out doing something, you shop, you see something that's off season on the sales rack, pick it up and drop it off at the Annie store. That's what I'm doing for them. And I want to start a teen pregnancy program, but it's different. I don't want to tell teens to sit in there and use a condom. Make sure you don't have sex until you're married. Nah, I want this program to be able to fund and take them to these HBCUs during homecoming weekend, because there's some good forums happening during that time. Not just party, to show you life before you have kids. It's nothing wrong with having children, but let me show you life before. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, don't do it till you're married, don't do this. My beliefs is my beliefs, yours is not the same. It ain't, and we're not living in the same world right now.
No, we're not.
So I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to show you life outside of here before you have kids. Give you that opportunity to see it, so you can aim for something. That's it. And yesterday I did a thank you to a few lodges. Two of my board members, William Archibald and Chris Jones, got with their lodges, their Mason lodges, and they collected $15,000, and I was able to have a safe summer for summer school for my kids. They got to go to the baseball game, Raging Rivers. They've never been to these places. You talk about kids that they don't do the stuff that we take for granted. You know, we can just go out and do stuff, but they went somewhere every single day and they loved it. And I had the highest attendance that I've had for a summer school session in a while. I wish I would have had more funds to keep them till the middle of August, because right now we're in July and the crime is high. And I'm thinking about my babies every time I turn on the news. If I see a kid being killed or stolen car or something like that, I'm trying to see what's the name, because them are my kids. I tell people all the time, the kids you see on the news is doing it, they're my babies. Annie Malone get the babies that nobody else wants, right? That they deem are throwaway babies. They're mine. Give them to me. I'll take them. Don't worry about them. Them are my babies.
Miss Keisha, you are giving these kids a chance to see life outside of St. Louis. A lot of them will never understand, will never see what is beyond their block that they stay on. No. But you are taking them to experience life and taking them to show them that it's life beyond what you see. And there's promise beyond what you see. And this may be a thought-provoking question for you, but I want to know, what was the best reaction? What was one of your most rewarding reactions to a kid or some that you've helped? What was one of them that you really are your most memorable?
You know, I have a lot of them. I could tell you two. One of them, wasn't too long ago. Actually, both of them was recent. I was over at the school and one of my kids, early in the morning, I pop up on him. He's like, Miss Keisha, I want to run away. And I was like, why you want to run away? Come here, let's talk. And we sat down on the ground, we chilling. I'm in a full dressing suit. I'm gonna sit right here and chill with you and talk. He said his mother calls him a faggot every morning. And say she wish she had a normal son. So I had to have this dialogue with him and boost him up and tell him, don't run, you run to me. Don't run away, you run to me. And we had this long conversation and really talk, and I check in with her, I can tell you, when I say I know my kids, I know all my kids. I know them. And that type of thing. I've had a kid sit before me and told me he ain't gonna live past 15, and it brought tears to my eyes. We was just a month ago, we pulled up to work, it's the kid sleeping on the porch of Andy Malone, 2612 Andy Malone Drive. He was one of my kids that was at our residential facility. Got placed down in Southern Missouri, ran from that placement, came back up here to another placement, ran from there, came to us. And I'm like, what you doing? It's the only place I want to be at. It's where I run to. We had to call the case manager. But it's stuff like that lets me know that I know we doing good work. We don't have the corporate sponsors. I'm trying to be a line item in the budget. We don't get the funds. Everybody else gets. Every time you hear funds coming out, it's the same people getting the money. I'm sick of that. I want to knock on doors. Excuse me, we need the funds. We in the heart of the Ville, we in the heart of the city doing it. And these kids are coming from all over, not just St. Louis City, but all over St. Louis, all over Missouri that we help and we do this for. So we need the money in to help do this. And I can tell you where every dime is going. Every dime. I've been partnering with, working on something with Operation Food Search. I'm trying to get Andy Malone to be a pantry as well, food pantry.
Yeah.
Procter & Gamble has been phenomenal. They have been great with supplies and stuff. I'm in the talks with SLPS right now. Dr. Adams over there trying to get the 3rd floor of Sumner to get up in there for the beginning of the school year till our school building is done. But what we do, the work, I'm telling you, is so much more than a parade. I try to get people to come down and talk to my boys, because all them boys, they're all rambunctious, knucklehead little boys that I love. You hear me? I love. But talk to them. I don't want nobody in a suit to come talk to them.
Yeah.
You come down there in your J's and your hoodie, you tell them about life and what's real and how they can make it out and how you stumble too. We all gonna stumble. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. Nobody around me, and I don't want anybody perfect around me. I don't.
Miss Keisha, let me offer you this too. Anytime you need me, anytime it's anything that I can do for you, if you need me to come speak to the boys, if you need me to come speak to the young ladies, let me know. Call me, let me know. I'll get some gentlemen. I don't hang around no suit wearing dudes anyway, but I know I need to upgrade, whatever. But I definitely bring some men down there. And
but I teach them how to tie a tie and how to just show up for an interview and for court, because they need to know that. One thing I would love to help with is that we have an event coming up August the 13th. It's the Andy Malone Family Fest, right? Everybody's getting ready for back to school with kids and stuff. This is a family thing. The family has to get ready for back to school. But when I tell you I do everything with purpose and intent, it's not a normal fest. So when you go in, I have strategically, I'm looking for the specific vendors, healthcare vendors that's going to give my kids immunizations up to par, vaccines if they want them, dental. Get their eyes checked, stuff they ain't had in a minute. Bring that on site and let them get that done. Also, I want to partner with some beauty supplies to get some of the braiding hair, beauticians and barbers. Give my girls two braids like this, taking 5 minutes.
That's right.
Get their hair cut, polish their nails, but let the parents go through these booths, get some coping skills right in there. I want somebody to come down, and if they need utility assistance, I got laptops. You let them fill it out right there. Don't tell them to go find a website and all that. I want it done right then and there. People that's hiring, you got to be able to offer jobs on the spot. On the spot. All of this is what I'm, banking institutions, healthcare, children's division, all that. I want specific people there to help out with this, because I want this fest to walk away, where people walk away and say, I got something, I gained something. I'm going to give them boxes of supplies, because if you get laundry detergent and all that stuff, that's one less thing you got to purchase over food.
Absolutely.
That's one less thing they got to purchase over food. So it's going to be very intentional. It's going to be blow-ups and stuff for the kids to do and different things like that. But I'm looking for those type of vendors to come out. And I'm also going to feed them. I have the food trucks coming, and they'll get a ticket. They'll be able to get something to eat when they walk out. It's going to be right there. But let me tell you, I'm not going downtown. I'm not going out in the county to do this. I'm doing it right here on Page and Union.
That's right.
That's right there. So you don't got to catch a bus. You don't got to get a ride or anything like that. It's going to be right here where my facility is, on our grounds, on our property. Come and get what you need. That's going to be August the 13th. But I'm looking for sponsors to help with that. I'm looking for the people to show up and with that provide those different types of services that people need, the uniforms for the kids. You don't know how it is, how much a haircut will lift a kid's spirits. My kids' hair grow all year round, not just when school start back.
Yeah.
Slay is this is a guy named Slay, my barber, that come in and cut my kids' hair. And let me tell you, when they get their haircut, they be
they get the selfie, they get the
I love it. Even line up my staff. Go on, get a lineup. Go ahead. Because I got to take care of my people. The kids don't even got me to do Croc Wednesday. Now we got Crocs Wednesday.
You got the Crocs.
They done worked me over. Now I'm let them do Crocs Wednesday for the staff and the kids. You got to keep up with them and do things like that. But I have an amazing team over there. I actually, at the school, I go after guys that have played semi-pro football and basketball, those that's out here coaching that played in college or high school, because you can reach one of my boys and better than I can. It's different. It's different.
It really is.
Think about your coach or somebody. They rough like, look, what you doing? You chill out. Whatever they say to you and talk to you, you get it.
Yeah.
Man, she this, man, ma. But when from a clinical standpoint, sometimes it's harder for them to adapt to someone and talk about their feelings than it is for them to adapt to somebody that look like them and that's a male figure that they don't have in their life, but understand sports with them too and understand keeping your temper under control. It's a different language that they speak
really
to.
is.
So I'm grateful for that. They can go anywhere and make more, do whatever they do, but they choose to be at Annie Malone with my boys. I love that.
I love that, and I love that for you. Not only is Annie Malone just a parade, and I love that you say that and that you expel that, because that's all we kind of connect with sometimes. It's just that parade, but that parade is to build funds, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't know that. They just come out. But I wanted you to talk about also some of the other fundraisers that Annie Malone has going on, so we can definitely help you out with that.
The parade is for St. Louis. This is for you guys. It's for you. You know, the parade, it's not it's supposed to be the largest fundraiser, but it's not. So what that tells me is that we need to do more with the city to raise fund. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because when you think about putting on a parade, I'm not, listen, Miss Keisha transparent, I'm going to tell you the truth. It costs a lot to put on that parade. It costs a lot to put on that parade. So that's why I've been talking to Miss Terry Bassett. We were just talking to my board. They're trying to do a Greek night coming up, and then also because it was postponed during the parade, and then this event that we have on August the 13th. I want to engage with the city board. That's what it is. I don't want to just show up when it's time for the parade. To me, the parade is the grand finale.
It should be.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want that. I want to get the younger professionals around here to join my board. It's our time. It's our time. You know, that's how I feel. Like, much respect to everybody before us too, and those that are still on the board. I have a phenomenal board right now, but I want to see more of the young professionals and people that understand and relate to what we do with the kids and everything else, so we can keep this going. We have to keep it going, but we need more of us to do so.
Absolutely.
We do. I have a very diverse board now, and the kids house is diverse, but this African American legacy is unique, and I love it. And I'm out there. I was just with at the Pride Parade. I taught, my staff was out there too. It don't matter what you and I believe. It's what I'm representing when I'm representing in this parade. Who my kids and my staff or whoever. I'm in this parade because this is where I need to be. Because every kid is not the ideal kid that you see in your face. This right here and that. I say it all the time, and I'm still Keisha. I'm still me outside of Annie Malone. So when you see me and I do something that's pro-choice, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. This is purpose that I asked God for at the time, and I didn't even know I needed it. But then I done went through breast cancer. I'm a survivor, and the kids kept me. They did a whole parade by my house. You
did they?
A whole parade.
That's what's
I'm in
up,
a hospital bed. They FaceTime. Miss Keisha, this, we want this. So what you gonna give me? You wanna play a video game? Well, you gonna take this class. You gonna learn how to work that video game, build your own video game. Well, yeah, yes, you do. You need to. If you want my time, you want to play the PlayStation 5, then tell me how it works. Then I'll let you play all day. We bargain, but I love them. I can name every one of my kids. I love them.
Go ahead and shout them out.
I love my kids.
Go ahead and shout them out.
Miss Murray just graduated. She's a wonderful kid. Nate, all of my kids, all my staff. I love it. Y'all gotta come visit. I tell everybody, listen, just champion with me. Be supporters of Annie Malone, but the resources are needed in the community. They need it. Inflation is going up. We not only just helping kids, we helping families. That's grandparents. When they go into the hospital, I had a grandparent bring the grandchild to me while she had to go to the hospital for operation. And you know what? That kid didn't miss school, didn't need clothes, didn't need nothing. I stopped taking used donations though, because people were coming and they were giving us stuff with cat hair in it, lice. No. If you wouldn't give it to yours, don't give it to mine.
Absolutely.
So now we got new stuff coming in. We just had a big volunteer day. We're gonna have another one on the 33rd or 26th of it. But just they need the nice stuff too. They not throw away kids. These my babies. Everybody like, you got a lot of. I sure do have a lot of them.
And
a lot of kids. They mine. Because when you're in my presence, you're mine.
I love it, Miss Keisha. You are doing some of the most fantastic work in St. Louis and in the world, and we need more champions like you. And I am going to really champion with you, so you can definitely get because you need these sponsors. You need these people to understand that not only is Keisha Lee doing this, but the whole Annie Malone is doing this.
Yes.
But you are being a strong head for this, and I appreciate you, sister. That this is I learned something about knew about Annie Malone.
You gotta come visit me.
I am.
I told people come visit to see. Like we have 2 vans that have been in Annie Malone for so long. Let me tell you something. Dsmoovee, they falling apart. Transmission. When you go to fill it up, you got to keep doing this to fill it. You know how irritating that is. But I'm trying to get sponsors, people to come and donate vans or help us get a van because I gotta. So in school, when we had our residential facility, my staff would take the kids to school in their cars because kids that live with us, it was embarrassing for them to get off the Annie Malone van. You know, kids tease when you're
in school. They do.
So we drop them off that way, but these vans are in such bad conditions. When it's time for us to go on field trips and stuff or take them somewhere, the seats are falling apart and things like that. Just come and just own a project and we'll work with you. I want to partner with everybody. Let me tell you, everybody, any nonprofit, we in this together. Because if I don't have a bed, you may have one, and we working towards the same mission.
Absolutely.
But I was on a radio show and I said before the parade, I said, parade is phenomenal. It was great. But who gonna be here May 16th? That's what I was more so worried about. Who was here after? Who was gonna be here after the parade? And now that's what I'm looking for. I'm here. Who's here after the parade to help continue the mission and see what our needs are? That's what I'm looking for.
I got you, Miss Keisha, and I thank you so much. And I want you to shout out everybody. If you got any shout outs at Annie Malone, if you got any personal shout outs, and then tell people how we can follow you, how we can support you.
Yeah, I just want to shout out my boy, Pamela, Auto-Woman Pamela Boyd's on my board, and Jossie Hayes. Auto-Woman Pamela Boyd, she's our new chair. Okay. Chairwoman. And then Jossie Haynes is my vice chair now, and my team, they do this. Like my team is the bomb.com for real. And then also my babies, all my babies. But my family, like I come from a good family, and my friends, like they know when they see me, they gonna call me big head. They gonna just look. That's what we do. We go at like that's what keep you humble, and they know that my heart is in it. So when they show up, they show up. But when people see me, I come from a good mother and a good family, a good father. I have a good family. That's what you see. And that's why I show love to everybody. I'm going to tell you something. I was standing outside the graduation. It was a little guy walking down the street at Annie Malone on drugs, talking. I said, come here. You want something to drink, something to eat? He said, yeah. Gave him some water and some chicken. And I sat there with him in the chair next to him. He told me this long story. No, he wasn't telling the truth. But I let him talk because all I wanted him to do was drink that water and eat that chicken, and he went on about his business. And they like, Keisha talk to anybody, I sure will. But I had a mission. My thing was to make sure that he drank something because it was hot and make sure he ate. I wasn't there to judge. I'm not here to judge. I don't know your struggle. When the parents come and drop their kids off of crisis and they in heels and shorts, I'm not here to judge if you going to the club. I'm here because maybe that's all you had to wear. Maybe you just got put out and that's all you had on your feet. I don't know. But give me the babies and I'm going to take care of them before you till you get yourself together.
Absolutely.
And let me connect you with this and help you do that. That's it. It's love. That's all it is love. But shout out to you and everybody else that have these platforms and that believe in Annie Malone and then allowing us to tell this story beyond the Mayday Parade. The Mayday Parade this year was so dope. Let me tell you. It was a party. Like, that's the jam for me. It's the jam for the city. Everybody needed that. I love that. But we have a lot of work to do together. We have a lot of work to do together. So if it's ever anything you haven't that you want me to be a part of or show up or volunteer, this ain't just about us. We need it. We need the volunteers. We need the support. We need the resources in the community. We need the funds to keep going. But I'm here to serve too. So if you need help or something, y'all call me.
Miss Keisha, I'm going to call you. And don't forget to call me because I got to make a visit. So we're going to have to talk about that. We'll talk about that off air. But I want people to follow you. Tell them how they can donate.
Donate, please. You can go to our website. It's www.anniemalone.com. And it's a big donate button right there. The red button, donate button right there. If you old school with the checks, go ahead, write you a check, mail it in. We at 2612 Annie Malone Drive. Follow us on all social media platforms. But donating, and even if you got it on your heart to give, you go pick up an item or something. But it's the experiences too. Donate some tickets to Six Flags or something. We take these kids places. Sometimes means I want the dollars from the people that got the city getting a lot of money around here. Y'all better know it's a lot of dollars for. We want the resources from the city, but for people that don't have it and you just got this ticket to Raging Rivers or something. Go ahead, donate. We're going to send somebody. We're going to send a kid. We're going to send a family somewhere or do something like that. It's always different ways to help. Monetary helps the entire agency. We love the funds that come through the door from different organizations and partnering to do that. But if you got it on your heart to give something in another way, do so.
Thank you so much, Ms. Keisha.
That number my call.
That's right. That's true. 105.1. You make sure you follow and support Annie Malone right now, and you support the amazing CEO, the amazing Ms. Keisha Lee, who is the right woman for leadership and is doing some amazing, phenomenal work. I got some Chance the Rapper, I Got You, Always and Forever coming up after that, and then some Blast, Every Good Girl. Call that number 314-669-1390. It's Dsmoovee, Voice of the Streets.